Have you ever left a conversation and immediately replayed every single thing you said, wondering if you sounded smart enough, funny enough, likable enough? Or maybe you've spent 20 minutes staring into your closet, not asking, what do I want to wear, but, what will they think of what I wear? Or perhaps you've held back an idea, a dream, a piece of art, or even a simple opinion because a voice in your head whispered, what will people say? That voice, that anxiety, that's the weight of an invisible audience, an audience you didn't invite, but that you've been performing for your entire life. Today, we're not just talking about ignoring haters, we're talking about dismantling a deeply wired mechanism in your brain. We're going to understand why we care so much, what it's truly costing us, and how to build a new home within yourself, a place where external opinions are just weather passing by, not the climate you live in. The ancient wiring, why we're hardwired to care. Let's start with compassion for yourself. This isn't a personal flaw, it's an ancient survival program. For 99% of human history, being ostracized from the tribe wasn't just hurt feelings, it was a death sentence. No tribe meant no protection from predators, no share of the food, no chance to reproduce. So, our brains evolved a powerful alarm system, social pain. Neuroscience shows that the pain of social rejection, of someone thinking poorly of us, lights up the same neural pathways as physical pain. Your brain treats social exclusion like a threat to your very survival. So that cringe you feel, that pit in your stomach when you think you've messed up socially, that's your prehistoric brain screaming, danger, you might be cast out. The problem is, we no longer live in tribes of 150 people on a savanna. We live in a global, digital village. Our tribe is now thousands of people, co-workers, acquaintances, followers, and the ghosts of past classmates on social media. The alarm bell that was meant for life or death exclusion is now ringing constantly over minor social nuances. It's a fire alarm going off because someone toasted a bagel. We are trying to navigate a hyper-complex social world with a brain that's worried about saber-toothed tigers. The modern prison, pleasing, performing, hiding. So, what does this overactive alarm system lead to in our modern lives? We build a prison with 3 main walls. Wall 1, the pleasing cell. You become a negotiator of your own worth. You say yes when you mean no. You absorb extra work. You attend events you dread. You swallow your truth, all to maintain a fragile sense of being liked. You trade your time, energy, and integrity for the temporary relief of perceived approval. Wall 2, the performance stage. Life becomes a never-ending audition. You curate a personality for work, another for family, a filtered version for social media. You're not living, you're constantly broadcasting. And the exhausting part isn't just the performance, it's the terror of slipping up, of the mask falling, of someone seeing the real you've been working so hard to hide. Wall 3, the hiding place. This is where dreams go to die. That business idea, people will think I'm arrogant. That unique style, people will stare. That creative project, what if it's not good enough? You pre-reject yourself based on a hypothetical committee's verdict. You hide your true shape to fit into a mold you didn't choose. The cruel irony, in trying so hard to be liked by everyone, you make it impossible for anyone, including yourself, to like the real you. You become a walking consensus, a blurry average of expectations, and blurry things are easily forgotten. The spotlight fallacy, the core delusion. To start dismantling these walls, we need to attack the core delusion. I call it the spotlight fallacy. It's the unshakable belief that you are the central character in everyone else's story, that when you walk into a room, all eyes are on you, judging your hair, your shoes, your silence, that when you make a small mistake, it's now a permanent headline in other people's minds. Here is the liberating, embarrassing truth: you are not that important. And I mean that in the most beautiful way possible. Think about it, how much mental space do you dedicate to judging other people's minor flaws? The person who stumbled on a word in a meeting yesterday, are you still thinking about it? The person who wore an odd outfit to the grocery store, did it ruin your week? Of course not. You're thinking about your meeting, your grocery list, your own fears and dreams. Everyone else is doing the exact same thing. They are the star of their own movie. You are, at best, a background extra. Your awkward moment is a blip in their sensory overload, quickly overwritten by the next thing. Their opinion of you is not a careful, considered evaluation. It's a fleeting, fuzzy reflection of their own mood, insecurities, and priorities. You are renting space in your own head that you don't even occupy in theirs. So, we've seen the wiring and the walls. We've exposed the delusion of the spotlight. The prison is now visible. You can see the bars. We move from understanding to action. We won't just walk out of the prison. We'll learn how to build a home so strong and so truly yours, that you'll never need to live in that cell again. It is about prescribing the cure, and the cure isn't about becoming cold, arrogant, or rebellious for its own sake. That's just reacting against others, which still keeps them at the center of your choices. The real goal is to become self-referenced, to shift the source of your validation, your compass, from the outside world to your inner world. It's not about building a thicker armor against opinions. It's about becoming so rooted in your own ground that opinions, good or bad, just don't have the power to shake you. Think of it not as tearing down a prison, but as building a beautiful, unshakable home within yourself. Let's lay the foundation. Foundation 1: Clarity over agreement. You cannot stop caring about others' opinions if you have no strong opinions of your own. A blank page will accept any graffiti. So, our first foundation is to get radically clear on what you think, value, and enjoy. This requires periods of deliberate solitude, not loneliness, but chosen quiet. Ask yourself, without any external input, what activities make me lose track of time? What values are non-negotiable for me, e.g., honesty, creativity, freedom? What does a good life look like to me, not my family or my culture? Start small. In a conversation, pause and ask yourself, what do I actually think about this? Before posting on social media, ask, am I sharing this for an external reaction, or because it genuinely means something to me? Replace the question, will they like it, with, do I like it? Replace, is this acceptable, with, is this authentic to me? This isn't about being right, it's about being yours. Agreement becomes a pleasant bonus, not a life or death necessity. Foundation 2: The practice of skillful cringe. Theory is nothing without practice, and the gym for this muscle is skillful cringe. You must deliberately do things that feel mildly awkward or vulnerable, just for you, to retrain your brain that social risk does not equal death. This is exposure therapy for your social survival brain. Start tiny. Wear the colorful socks you love, even if no one will see them. Decline an invitation with a simple, no, thank you, and offer no elaborate excuse. Sing in your car, at a normal volume, then with the windows slightly down. Share an opinion in a meeting that you know might be unpopular, but is true for you. The goal is not to be judged. The goal is to survive the judgment, to feel the old anxiety rise, act anyway, and discover that the world does not end. Your brain learns, that alarm was a false alarm. I am still safe. I am still me. Each time you do this, you expand your territory of freedom. You prove to yourself that your self-worth is not contingent on universal approval. Foundation 3: The two-question filter. When the old fears roar back, and they will, you need a simple tool to cut through the noise. I give you a two-question filter. Question 1: Whose life am I living? This is the ultimate reality check. It's your name on the birth certificate. It's your heart beating in your chest. It's you who will look back on your years. The answer is obvious, and it immediately centers you back in your own sovereignty. Question 2: If I was the only person on earth, what would I do? This thought experiment is magic. It instantly strips away the phantom audience. It connects you to your pure, uncensored desires. The answer is your North Star. Your path forward is to move as closely toward that answer as you can, while acknowledging you do live with others. Use these questions like a compass. They don't tell you to be irresponsible, but they do tell you whose responsibility your life ultimately is. The quiet freedom. This journey doesn't end with you becoming someone who never hears an opinion. It ends with you changing your relationship to those opinions. The goal is to reach a state of quiet freedom, where a compliment is a pleasant greeting, not the fuel for your day, where criticism is useful data you can evaluate, not a verdict that crumbles your foundation. You'll stop auditioning and start living. You'll discover that when you let go of the desperate need to be liked by everyone, you make space for the deep, resonant connections with the people who truly get you, the ones who like you for the real, unedited version. But the most important relationship that changes is the one with yourself. You become someone you can trust, you become your own home. And a person who is at home in themselves is unshakably powerful, and quietly, beautifully free. So go ahead, take one small step today, choose one tiny act of skillful cringe, ask yourself one clarifying question, feel the fear, and build your home anyway.